Welcome to the Teddy Keaton Show here on HBCU Game Day. I am Sylvester Williams. They call me Sly the Sports Guy, and I'm joined by the one and only Coach Teddy Keaton.
What's up?
How you doing, Coach?
I've been better.
All right, now I was checking all the overpasses and stuff in downtown Atlanta, man. You ain't jumping.
I know everybody used to me winning.
Okay.
I know that. That's what everybody used to. But, I still have to work the process. You're talking about a long history of losing and trying to overcome that. We get fool's gold in the first year when we go to the championship game where you infuse a lot of players from another program that you came from previously. But there's a process to winning. There's a process to building a program. And most coaches, they ask for 5 years to be able to get it all where you need to do because it takes 2 or 3 recruiting classes to get it to that point. But, we're in our process, so I just got to take the wins with the losses. It's kind of like it was at Allen.
Well, there you go, man. Learning process for the fellas over there at Clark, Atlanta. But we are learning. Went down to Miles. It was homecoming in Fairfield, and they had a great crowd down there. A lot of people down there in Fairfield.
Always great to go to Miles. It's always great. I coached there previously, so I had a good time at that space. We met a lot of familiar places. Just had a great time, man.
All right. Well, we're going to jump straight into this thing, you guys won the toss, and this time you will receive. You get a kickoff, and it's a touchback. You'll start out, trying to get things set up. You get you pick up a first down off a 9-yard rush from Xavier Jackson, and then you go 3 and out after that when you had 2 incomplete passes. Then you're forced to punt it away. Now your defense will get it. They'll have it. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Defense stepping up big one more time. Defense stepping up, getting a 3 and out. And then Miles picked up a personal foul. Got a little cheap shot on the end for Miles. So that pushed them back even further. And then they had to punt it away. Now, one more time, you guys will have it and try to go down the field. This time, you'll start off at the 46-yard line. Start off at the 46-yard line, and then you'll work your way down the field. Xavier Jackson completing a few passes. He hit Jeremiah Gibbs to get things going, and then Jalen Samuels. I like when Jalen Samuels run. I like when the big guy get up there and run. Picked up 5 yards, and then Jackson, he'll run one more time. They'll fumble the ball. Jackson will fumble the ball, but David Martin jumps on it. Now, we won't keep in the back of our head fumbles now, because that ball was a little bit slippery out there. It was slippery out there on Saturday. Those fumbles came back on us. But David Martin jumped on it, and then you advance the ball a little bit more down the field. You get all the way to the 5-yard line. It's 4th and 5. You bring out the field goal unit, and Carlos Lopez goes ahead and knocks in the field goal. Now, Lopez, we talk about your team being young. It's been a while since we talked about Lopez, but he's been steady all year for you, Coach.
Great guy out of Carrollton County down in Georgia. And he does a really good job. The guy does. He kicks well. He kicks off for us. He does double duty. He's hit a lot of field goals this year. We always say we want all drives to end with a kick.
And there you go. He ended that one with 3 points, so you guys will jump up 3-0. We'll kick it back off to Miles, and then Miles will try to advance the ball down the field. They'll pick up 1 first down, but the defense steps up one more time, and the defense forces another punt. Defense coming out pretty strong to start off with, not giving up a lot of yards, forced 2 punts in the first 2 drives. What can you say about that defense coming into this game?
Defense is doing a great job, like their depth that they have over there, but they've been doing a really good job of trying to, keep us in the game, do what they need to do. When we lost Zai, we knew that defense was going to step up. We lost our quarterback, and when you lose those type guys, and anybody know that you play a young freshman, true freshman, you're going to have your woes with him as you develop him into a great quarterback. And he's done his job to try to keep us level, and the defense has done their job to try to keep the score where it's manageable.
All right, well, you'll get the ball back one more time, and this time you'll complete a short pass to Amon Harris. Amon, he'll pick up the first down, and then we'll go one more time. You'll complete another short pass, then a short run from Jeremiah Gibbs, and then you completed a 15-yard pass to pick up a first down, but you had a penalty, illegal use of the hands. They pulled it back, and then you complete a 17-yard pass, but you needed 21. So now we're forced to punt it away, and then, boom, that'll end the first quarter. So you go in the end of the first quarter, score 3-0. You're at Miles. Got to feel good about that situation going into the end of the first quarter. Now, Miles will have it, and Miles this time they'll try to push it down the field, and then Miles ends up pushing it all the way down the field and scoring, putting it in the end zone with a 2-yard run, and then that'll jump the score to 7-3. 7-3. Now, you always want to see how you respond. That's always a big question. How does your team respond after getting scored on? You guys responded pretty well. You started at the 50-yard line, had a great return from Krishan Sellers. Before we start talking about this drive, can we talk about the freshman Sellers? We're seeing how good a receiver he is, but Coach, he kind of surprised me as a return guy, Coach.
I mean, Krishan is an athlete. I mean, he's a really good football player. I think that, like I said, he's one of those guys that were probably overlooked in high school, didn't get as many reps and get prominent to be on the face of places. And we saw him, and we took a look at him, and we worked him out, and we liked him. And he was a guy that we wanted to make a feature. He's been doing this since camp. He started at camp. He's been returning punts since we were in camp. He's been doing everything that we need him to do in all phases of the game. And I mean, what a spectacular freshman you get that's adding value to him. He's created value for himself, so he can add value to the team. And it's a lot of those guys that maybe don't stick out like Krishan, but you can see the steadiness of those guys growing. The more they play, the better they're getting. The more, and in most instances, you don't have to play that many freshmen. I mean, right now on both sides of the ball, you got 8 on offense, and the whole secondary is freshmen and linebacker core freshmen, and you got 3 defensive linemen. So you're talking about over 70% of that team. There's a bunch of freshmen that's playing due to injuries mostly, because there were guys that were here that started the season with us. Our schedule was pretty rigorous, so there's a lot of guys that had to, they got arms, they got surgeries, they got things going on. I think right now we got 12 guys that's out, that's had to have surgery this year, probably one of the largest numbers I've ever faced in my career. And that's unfortunately for where we at, but we don't place no blame there. We just keep coaching, and we live by the motto next man up, and we have to coach through these things, and that's what we're doing.
Well, there you go. Well, want to see how you guys respond. You'll start out 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. You hand it off to Dante McCall. He gets 5 yards, and then Jackson, he'll complete a short pass to Ronnie West, and then Dante McCall will rush again for a yard. Couple of incomplete passes. Then you hit Krishan Sellers, hit that freshman for a 5-yard gain. Then McCall gets a short pass, and then you'll bring it up to 3rd and 1 on the 20-yard line, and then you complete a short pass to Amon Harris. Amon Harris definitely getting in the act this game. We'll talk about Amon and his stats toward the end. And then that'll bring up 1st and 10 on the 14, another short pass to Krishan Sellers. Then you complete a short pass to Ronnie West. It's 2nd and 7. You complete an 8-yard pass to Ronnie West for the touchdown. Ronnie West 2nd and 7 on the 11. You complete an 11-yard pass to Ronnie West, and Ronnie West puts it in the end zone, and now Clark Atlanta takes the lead 10-3. Now, that's a good drive.
Well, that's what you want to start seeing. You want to be able to see your quarterback be able to sustain drives, your O-line, and everybody. Those are 10 to 12 play drives, and that's how you win ball games, and you control the clock while you're doing it. I thought my kids did a good job of that. That was a great drive for those guys.
All right, now we'll come back. Miles will have it, and now Miles will be on the attack this time. They'll start out 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line, and Miles, they'll methodically drive down the field, Coach. They drove down the field, picked up a few key first downs here and there, and then you get a pass play to the outside, and then Combined on the top of that was an unnecessary roughness call by Mitchum. Von Mitchum picked up an unnecessary roughness card, tacked on some more yardage to that play, and then Miles will take advantage of it. They'll take advantage of it. They'll get it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and then Edward Osley, he'll run it in for a 3-yard touchdown. And now Miles is back on top 14-10.
It's one of those drives that we fuss about. As you coach the game long enough, they try to match your energy. They saw we had a long drive, we milking the clock, so they get a long drive, they milk the clock, and then we give them help. And I tell our kids all the time, we're not good enough yet to give anybody help because we're not stout enough. We're not there yet to be able to do those things, like unnecessarily pass. Like on the first drive, you had the offensive lineman who after a big play, that's the second week in a row that after a big 21-yard pass, a catch, you grab the face mask. Those type of things you don't want to have to really deal with, and that's something that the kids have to learn over time. That you do the right things.
Gotcha. All right, so now we'll move on along. Score 14-10. We'll get the ball, and now we want to figure out what we talked about responding, how you respond. You guys will pick it up. You'll get a nice return, 28-yard return from Sellers, and then Jackson, he'll hit Wasan Davis Jr. That's another guy we had mentioned, man. It's a lot of guys just kind of coming on. You put
another one of them fifth-year seniors that's there that haven't really played a lot of football, trying to get his chance into it, and I'm proud of Wasan and how he works, and he's a tight end that we kind of he's kind of one of those tweeter players you didn't know what to do with him, but he's turned in. He's on special teams. He's in areas that really don't get that much of an announcement when they're out there playing. We finally got him some touches at the ball.
All right, now here we go. We'll keep on adding up. This time, Jackson, he'll hit David Martin for a 16-yard gain. Then Trevon Pender, he'll rush for 9 yards. Then we'll stop the clock, throw a timeout in there. Now it's that 2-minute drill, up under 2 minutes. Pender, he'll rush one more time, and that'll bring up 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. Pender, he'll rush for 2 yards, pick up the first down. Now it's 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. And Xavier Jackson, he'll complete a deep pass over to David Martin for a 26-yard touchdown. 26-yard touchdown for the Panthers going into the half. Now that's a nice drive to kind of get what I thought would be going into the half, but we'll find out you got a little bit more to play after that. So, but what's that mindset of you getting your guys down that 2-minute drill working?
Well, since we received the ball. This is the thing. So when you receive the ball, they getting the ball back after halftime. So your strategy more so is you need to get points to make sure you get ahead, or you can then leave a break even when you get that they go back out the third quarter and they score a touchdown. So our goal was to make sure we got some points out of that 2-minute drive. We do this every day at practice. It's a part of our makeup. So you've seen us do this more times than enough. We're trying to score in that 2-minute period. It's an emphasis in our thing. And the 2 minutes belong to me. Those 2 minutes timeouts, that's part of game management. So everything else the coaches do, but them last 2 minutes belong to me, and we make sure we manage them to the fullest that we can do it.
All right. Now, it's a minute and 6 seconds left. Everybody's thinking, okay, we're going to just walk this thing on into the halftime. But Miles decided they wanted to go down the field. They wanted to try to advance the ball. 2 incomplete passes. Brings up 3rd and long, then they'll try to run, and they'll run for 8 yards. You guys stop. You hold them, force Miles to punt with 39 seconds to go. 39 seconds to go, Coach. You could have took a knee, said, let's go on into the half. Says, nah, let's try to get some points on this board.
Well, you remember what my background is. It's arena football.
There you go.
So we're going to get, if it's some seconds left on the game clock, we're trying to milk it out of it.
There you go. Well, you guys will get it. After a 20-yard punt, you'll have it 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. Jackson comes out hot. He hits Amon Harris for a 20-yard gain. Then you call a timeout. Then Jackson, he'll run for 5 yards. He'll get out of bounds. Then he'll throw an incomplete pass trying to get back to Harris one more time. And he'll complete another pass to David Martin for a 6-yard. Now it's on the Miles 19-yard line with 3 seconds left. With 3 seconds left, you call the timeout. And you'll bring on Carlos Lopez one more time. and Lopez knocks the field goal on through, and now you'll go to the halftime up 20-14.
Can't take those timeouts to the halftime.
Can't take them with you, Coach. Can't take them with you.
Best 38 seconds we spent.
Go ahead and use them. Go ahead and use them. Well, since we're at halftime, we'll talk about the outfit. Our sponsor right here. I've got a little bit of lint on that. I need to get rid of that lint right there, man. You know, the Anthony Lawrence collection. You know, is providing the outfit. We appreciate you over there. Go ahead, check out the Anthony Lawrence collection. Go to www.anthonylawrencecollection.com. Check them out. Or you can go to Instagram at the new college flavor, Anthony Lawrence. You go and look at all the designs and all the clothes he has. Nice, comfortable, good clothes, and it's also HBCU clothes also. He is licensed by the different HBCU schools all throughout the South and all throughout the nation. So even if you aren't a Clark Atlanta fan, if you're just watching and you want to get somebody else HBCU stuff, go ahead and check out the Anthony Lawrence collection. Go and get you something nice, and good. At the Anthony Lawrence collection. And what we want to do something. I'm going to do this for the fans. But I'm going to do it with Coach Keaton wallet. That's the best way you can do things. We want to give away a clothing item from the Anthony Lawrence collection. If you can tell us, Coach just talked about coaching Arena League football. If you can tell us what was the score when he won the championship. Anybody knows what the score was when he won the championship, hit us up. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know. First person to get it, first person to tweet it, let me know. Make sure you hashtag Teddy Keaton Show. Hashtag Teddy Keaton Show. Let me know, and then we can work on getting you something. If we homecoming to be too close, but we'll get it to you. Last game of the year?
Maybe by the last game.
Last game of the year, the Morehouse game. But you got to show up to the game. We ain't mailing nothing out. You know, we giving you the shirt, so we can't give it to you. We can't give you everything for free. But let us know, what was that? The score when Coach Teddy Keaton won the championship in the Arena League. Let us know. All right. Now we'll go to the third quarter. Miles will get it. Miles will start it off, and another 3 and out by the defense. The defense forces a 3 and out. What a great way to start the half. Now you guys will get it. You guys will run 3 plays. You'll run Riggins will rush for 4 yards. Then Riggins will rush for another 3 yards. Then you complete a short pass to Amon Harris for 2 yards. And then you try to give it to Trayvon Pender, 4th and 1. You try to give it to Pender. Pender comes up short. And then it's a turnover on downs. Now, Coach, what's the mindset with that right there, Coach?
Well, there's no mindset to it. I think it was a miscommunication with the special teams coach on whether we was going to go for it or we was going to punt. And I think that what they did is they turned around and the kids thought they heard the fake punt, and I never called a fake punt. Neither did the special teams coach call a fake punt. And they tried to execute a fake punt. I mean, I'm up already. I wouldn't go for it in the middle of the field when I just got a 3 and out. Defense came out hot. You punt the ball in that situation, and you let your defense play football. Miscommunication. It hurts. But you got to remember, though, they still kids. That's the part that bothers me. They still kids. All right, so, Coach, how do you deal with kind of the miscommunication, Coach? How do you kind of work that? You really can't work. I mean, it's not something you do. It's as kids grow, they learn in the system. There's a lot of new kids playing out there. So when that miscommunication happens, it just happens. So at the end of the day, I almost want to go back to the old school days. You know, when the quarterback ran to you and you gave him the play. Maybe that's what you need to do. But I always say the kids now, their memories is not that long. Yeah. So by the time he get back to the huddle, he might not remember what I told him then. So it's just something that you have to work out. And nowadays you have to take a lot of verbiage out of what you do. You have to take a lot of verbiage out of your communication. You can't, back in the day, a play used to be called 80YZ XY bubble, and they told everybody what they were doing. Now you got to marriage it into a concept and hope that everybody remember what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. It's funny how kids are smarter now, but they're dumber now.
I would use that term.
I would.
I just think that the way we learned and the way they learned was not by memorization. It was more so about they got everything they needed to hand in the palm of their hand. So if they need to know something, they Google it or whatever. So they never had to really learn. That's why they don't know their phone numbers. They don't know any of that stuff because they never had to really learn it by memorization. And play calling had to get smaller, and communication has to become more than 40 characters. That's what you used to could tweet at text at one time. It got to be less than 40 characters, as they're not gonna remember it.
I think you need to give everybody a Google Watch or iPhone watch on their arm on the sideline, and that's how you get the plays in.
Be careful. I might be thinking of what we need to do to get communication and be more effective.
Oh, there you go. Hey, somebody will take my idea as long as somebody pay me in the end. All right, here we go. Miles will have the ball one more time. They'll get it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Miles, they'll try to matriculate it down the field. What your defense holds, they get it all the way down to 3rd and 9 on the 9-yard line. But your defense kind of locks in, stops a 4-yard rush, and then that'll bring up 4th and 5, and they'll bring out the field goal unit. And the field goal unit will kick a field goal, and that'll make the score 20-17. All right, you guys get the ball back. And this is when disaster kind of starts to happen. You get a nice 25-yard return from Jermaine Gibbs, and then Dante McCall, he'll get a 2-yard rush. Jackson, he'll complete a short pass to Amon Harris for 6 yards, and then McCall, he'll get another 3-yard rush. Then Jalen Samuels, he'll run for 7. He'll run for another 2. Then he'll run for 4, and then Jalen comes out the game. He actually comes out the game, and then Dante McCall rushes up the middle for about 14 yards, and then the ball pops out, fumble. Couldn't quite hold on to it, Coach. Couldn't get those grippers onto it, Coach. And so,
the funny thing about that is we practice ball security drill every day as a part of our ABC things, and these fumbles are really bothering me now. And we talked about it yesterday. We talking about hold on to the ball. And you're gonna see the methodical coaching that goes into when you get the ball, you fumble, and what Miles does completely after that, because that's what you used to call it old momentum. Mm-hmm. That's an old momentum swing right there. That the defense created an unforced turnover, but you created a self-inflicted wound, which now does damage to both parties. We're still living in that moment where we fumbled the ball, so we're a little upset. And then they're celebrating, they get momentum because they just came off a drive where they scored on, and we turned the ball back over, so it looked like old Mo is swinging their way.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, they'll get it 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line, and Miles will start to work it down the field as the quarter ends. They'll end the quarter. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 27-yard line at the start of the 4th quarter. And now Miles, they'll work their way down, and then they manage to pick up a 9-yard run for a touchdown, and that'll give Miles the lead. They'll have the lead 24-20 in the 4th quarter. You guys will get it one more time, and then you'll try to move it down the field. And this time you'll run 3 plays, and now Jackson will complete a short pass, and then he'll complete another pass to Amon Harris, and then you'll hand it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs will run for 3 yards, and then he pops the ball loose one more time, another fumble, and they'll pick up the ball one more time. Coach,
it stabs you.
That hurt bad.
Remember, old Mo is still swinging now.
And your defense still tries to stand in there tall. Your defense stands in tall. They'll start off that drive 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, and they'll try to, 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. So Miles will push it down the field, trying to get to the end zone, but your defense, they'll bend, but they don't break. They don't break at all. They'll get all the way down to 3rd and 6 on the 6-yard line, and then they'll force a field goal attempt. Miles will kick the field goal. Miles goes up 27-20. Now, one more time, you guys will have it, and this one will be for all the marbles right here. You'll have 6 minutes to go in the game. You're down by 7.
Let's rewind the tape first.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the 2 fumbles and how Miles was able to control the clock. They got the ball with like 13 minutes. That was in that third quarter. And they drove that down, and I think we got it back in 6 minutes.
With 6 minutes.
And I was like, that's, methodically coaching, and they did a good job of that. And we can't have the self-inflicted wounds to have those on. And now our defense have played 10 times more snaps than they needed to play because, when you lack depth and you don't have a lot of players that can play and you're already traveling, so that there's already a disadvantage. It's homecoming where their crowd is all into it and the momentum of Miles trying to get them another win because they just had a coming off a win, and now we're kind of self-destructed a little bit, and I'm trying to, we're bringing everybody back together to get them where they got to go. So we were able to pull it together, and now we get the ball with 6 minutes left, and we have no other choice but to score.
All right, now you'll get it back. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Put that freshman in a tough situation. Now he'll have to try to drive all the way down the field, 75 yards to pay dirt. He'll come out, he'll complete a short pass to Amon Harris for 10 yards, and then they'll pick up a penalty, a holding penalty, after you got the first down. So that moves it back to 1st and 20. He completes another 20-yard pass, and that'll give you a first down. He'll complete that one to Jalen Faison. Jalen Faison will complete that pass. That's a name I hadn't said all year, Coach. I don't think
Jalen Faison, another one of those fifth-year senior guys that's sitting around that hadn't played a lot, so we had to put him out there. They trying to just trying to help us carry the water till it turn the wine.
All right, and here we go. Now you'll complete another short pass to Amon Harris, and then the first sack of the game, Jackson is set. Then that'll bring up 3rd and 11. Then it's an incomplete pass to Amon. But now 4th and 11, Jackson hits Krishan Sellers for a 23-yard catch down the middle. And I'm talking about the young man sold out for it too, Coach. He went up and got it too. That was a huge play, freshman to freshman.
No doubt.
Picking up that first down. So now you'll move it down. It's still 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Jackson, he'll complete a short pass to David Martin. Then he'll have an incomplete pass. Then another incomplete pass. And then that brings up 4th and down one more time. You guys are the cardiac cats when it comes to this 4th down, Coach. 4th down, Jackson, he'll complete a short pass to Jalen Faison one more time. And that one was a little bit of controversy. He caught it on the line. Referee marked it good. Referee marked the first down, but Miles wanted the challenge. They went to the replay booth. Replay booth showed that it was a true first down. Replay, Coach, it's new for the conference, right?
New for the conference, but we all knew about it. When you go play certain schools, they already had replay at their schools. So it was great for our conference to be able to establish that so we can get those type calls right.
All right. Now that you have the first down, you'll get a false start. Move it back 5. Then Jackson, he'll have an incomplete pass to David Martin. Then another incomplete pass to Ronnie West. And then he'll complete a short pass to Amon Harris for about 13 yards, and that'll bring up 4th and 2. 4th and 2 on the 12-yard line. You're right there at it. Jackson, he'll drop back, looking, throws it across the middle, tries to hit Ronnie West, throws it a little bit behind him. I don't know, was it a catchable ball? All depends on whose family you're in.
It really wasn't. It was a catchable ball all the way. It wasn't going to the receiver that it hit. The receiver that jumped in front of it wasn't even his ball.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He was clearing the window out. He saw the ball come, and David Martin raises his hand, and he wasn't even trying to catch it. If you look at the tape, he basically knocked the ball down and knocked it out of the window for a touchdown.
Well, Coach, that'll do it, Coach. That'll do it. That'll be your ball game right
It's been the luck of the straw for us this season, for 3 straight games. I mean, we played 2 of the top opponents, then we turned around and we played Miles, and we thought we had an opportunity or a good chance going into this game to win this game. But I love my kids. I think they do a good job. They're young, and they're going to continue to grow. We take accountability for everything that's happening. It's my program, so we're going to do what we do, and we stand on that. We're building, and we're going to continue to build, and there's a lot of things that I do like about my team. The drives they have, that they learn how to sustain drives. They learn how to play through things. I just ain't never been anywhere where my O-line probably is the most penalized O-line in the group there. I mean, I usually get a receiver, a DB, or a D lineman, but the O-line getting penalized. I don't know if that's because they nasty or they lazy. Whichever one it is, I want to figure it out.
Well, we'll have to figure it out soon, Coach. Well, that game's over. That game's done with. So now it's time to move on to the next one, Coach. Homecoming. You guys playing Edward Waters. The Tigers down there from Duval County. They're coming up here to play here at Clark Atlanta University Stadium. So should be a good one. You got a young squad. You got a bunch of kids out there, Coach. It'll be their first homecoming. Now, how do you as a coach work with keeping these young kids corralled in, not having them concentrating on that homecoming concert and all the other homecoming festivities that are going on? How do you keep everybody kind of corralled in, Coach?
First of all, they want to win. It's important at HBCUs that you win homecoming, and it's important that you win your rival games. A lot of them new coming in. We talk about this all the time. So I also remind them that homecoming is for the alumni. It's not about them. They're the show. They coming to see you. They coming to show their friend. When you graduate in 4 years, you'll be able to partake in all that. But we all know that's just talk because they don't hear none of that. All they see is outside their dormitory room when they look down and they see everybody walking up and down the promenade. This one's probably gonna be more difficult to police because you're talking about over 80% of your team that's playing for you are freshmen. Mm-hmm. And this is their first college experience. They have not been to, if their parents haven't taken them to a HBCU homecoming or one of Clark's magnitude, they may have been to some, but there's a couple in this world that they do it really big, and Clark just so happened to be one of those schools that do it really big. So we just got to hope that they have a degree of self-discipline and hope that they understand the magnitude of what they're trying to accomplish, and then maybe they can celebrate a little bit after they get a victory. So it always feels good to celebrate after a victory.
Yeah, that is tough, man, because I'm just seeing my timeline lit up with all the Clark Atlanta alumni. Shout out to Star out there. She's a big-time Clark Atlanta alumni and talking about their cookout and making sure everybody bring what they're supposed to bring. Most important, to bring their money. Bring their money. Somebody got to pay for this tailgate spot and this cookout. But you're just seeing all the people lining up and getting ready for homecoming, because homecoming at HBCU is something different. It's something different. I don't know where you went to school at, the other listeners or whatever, but I'm going to tell you, homecoming at HBCU is something different. It's a little bit greater. Everything about it is a little bit better.
And one thing you have to remember now, you're coming off a 4-game losing streak, and you wonder the first day of practice when you come back out on Monday, you want to know what the energy of your kids are. You want to see what whether they locked in or not. I was very impressed yesterday with the practice and how they went about it, and they was handling their business. They did a lot of things. This freshman group going to be something special. We could tell that they still locked in. They're still working hard. They all showed up for the weight room this morning, ready to go, doing things like that. So I'm very proud of how they're handling themselves. But a lot of these guys came from a lot of top-tier programs.
That's what I was going to say, Coach.
They've come from top-tier programs. They understand. They have a degree of self-discipline about themselves. Now, I just don't know about the part of when they got to look out their window and they see everybody's walking and everybody's doing what they're doing that Friday night, because, everybody show up on campus a little on Thursday, and then by Friday when you look out at about 8 o'clock and everybody then clocked out of work, and now they're there and they're walking up and down the promenade, and you got to stay focused long enough to be like, okay, Saturday I got to play, and then after I play, I can go be a part of the festivities. That's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. And Edward Waters that we're about to play is a team that's in continues to do some things. So it's very important for me to keep them focused on what they can do and what they bring to the table too.
Now, Coach, who handles the room checks, Coach? How y'all handle? Y'all put the tape on the door? Or how y'all handle the?
We don't sleep. We don't sleep. We kind of up and down. Coach Cole does a tremendous job of that. Him and Coach Cunningham, they're going to check their groups. They're going to get out. Somebody's going to be at the X's, at most X's, and they see them. But I don't care how hard you police. They come up with new ways to do things now.
They're going to figure out a way.
I mean, it's Uber. It's everything that go along. We do take them to the hotel the night before the game so that they won't, be distracted by what's going on campus, and we bring them back and provide that. That's one of those games that we get to stay off campus for our homecoming game because there's way too much going on, and you can't expect him to stay in this room. He's going to be outside, and now you got to kick off at 1 o'clock. That could be a disaster.
Oh yeah, and that's the funny thing about homecoming, man. You want to make sure you get them in that hotel long way away from the school, so it ain't even no accidental coming back to the school.
Exactly.
If they trying to make it back, that's an expensive Uber trip to make it back to the school.
We're almost an hour outside of the city.
There you go. Keep them way outside of the perimeter. Keeping them way outside the perimeter. Well, Coach, getting ready for it. Homecoming coming up. Want to tell all the Clark Atlanta Panther fans out there, make sure you are there at homecoming. Make sure you're at homecoming. You have on all your red and black. Like I said, hey, I know some of you Zetas, Qs, AKAs, Alphas may be offended, but you need to make it look like a Delta convention out there. Nothing but red and black. Nothing but red and black in the stands. I want the stands full. I want everybody there cheering on your Panthers, cheering them on the victory so you can pull out this homecoming win and send the Edward Waters fans back down to Duval kind of sad. And, so I can have something to talk about next time I see Dr. Faison.
And if they can't make it, it's on HBCU Go.
It is. It's on HBCU Go. It is on HBCU Go. I'll get it out eventually. I'll get it out. But, yeah, make sure you check it out. Make sure you support. Well, he's Coach Teddy Keaton. I'm Sylvester Williams. This is the Coach Teddy Keaton Show here on HBCU Game Day. We'll see you next week.